Do-hyun dominates the World Championship, taking down the Mexican Orca in a blistering 2 minutes and 13 seconds to claim the WFF Welterweight Championship title for the third time. He effortlessly leads the game, his skills surpassing those of his opponent, as he secures his position as a force to be reckoned with in the world of martial arts. The crowd is electrified by his lightning-fast moves, and the media is abuzz with his impressive victory, dubbing him the first man at just 20 years old. As the news of his win spreads like wildfire, Do-hyun's life is about to take a dramatic turn, with his family and the world watching his every move, anticipating his next step in the competitive martial arts scene. The young champion's future is looking brighter than ever, with the heavy class waiting for him on the horizon, a challenge that will push him to his limits and test his unyielding determination. Meanwhile, Do-hyun's personal life is also unfolding, with his mother's concerns and expectations hanging in the balance, as he navigates the complexities of fame, family, and his own unrelenting passion for the sport. Jeong Do-hyun's life is unfolding as a complex web of violence and redemption. He is currently serving time in prison for taking down 3 armed robbers who brutally murdered his mother and younger sister during a fierce confrontation. The world is watching as this former world champion, known for his incredible skills in the ring, navigates the dark waters of the justice system, filing an appeal to the Supreme Court in a desperate bid for freedom. Meanwhile, the memories of his illustrious career continue to haunt him, particularly the highlight of his 7th title defense, where he emerged victorious with a stunning knockout in just 2 rounds. Tensions are running high as the sound of chaos erupts around him, a cacophony of noise that threatens to consume him whole. The crowd is on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what will happen next in the saga of Jeong Do-hyun, a man whose life has been forever changed by the harsh realities of violence and loss. Tension fills the air as a group of students gather around a cluttered table, surrounded by stacks of books and scattered notes. The atmosphere is electric, with an undercurrent of excitement and curiosity. Someone is secretly working on a mysterious project, poring over diagrams and equations with an intensity that borders on obsession. Meanwhile, others watch with a mix of fascination and trepidation, unsure of what to make of the unfolding scene. The room is a whirlwind of activity, with papers shuffling, pens scratching, and minds racing, as the group delves deeper into the unknown. Suddenly, a burst of enthusiasm erupts, and the air is filled with an almost palpable sense of discovery, as if the group is on the cusp of uncovering a long-hidden secret. Tension builds as a young student prepares to embark on a new journey to college, the weight of responsibility and uncertainty settling heavily on their shoulders. The morning light casts a pale glow on the scene, illuminating the chaos of last-minute preparations. She hastily gathers her belongings, her mind racing with the countless tasks that lie ahead, as the clock ticks away with relentless urgency. Meanwhile, the arrival of a companion adds a sense of comfort and familiarity to the tense atmosphere, their presence a reminder that she is not alone in this pivotal moment. The scene unfolds with a sense of frenetic energy, as the characters navigate the challenges of transition and the unknown, their actions driven by a mix of excitement and trepidation. Tension builds as a student's daily routine is on the line, with the pressure of catching the bus and making it to school on time. A new face appears on the scene, bringing with it a wave of excitement and curiosity. Bae Suk-chan, a talented athlete, walks into the school, his reputation preceding him as a national gold medalist in boxing. The air is electric with anticipation as he joins the school's boxing club, and his presence is met with a mixture of awe and intrigue. Students gather around, eager to catch a glimpse of the newcomer, their whispers and murmurs filling the air as they speculate about his skills and what he will bring to the team. The atmosphere is charged with expectation, and it becomes clear that Bae Suk-chan's arrival is about to shake things up in a big way. Seok-chan steps into a new environment, surrounded by unfamiliar faces, as a warm welcome unfolds around him. The atmosphere is electric, filled with anticipation and curiosity, as the group awaits his integration into their midst. Seok-chan's daily routine is taking shape, with morning classes and a rigorous commitment to the boxing club, hinting at a passion that drives him. As he navigates this fresh landscape, alliances are being forged, and friendships are blossoming, with one person in particular emerging as a key figure in his life, pledging to remain close to him. The stage is set for a journey of self-discovery and growth, as Seok-chan embarks on this new chapter, surrounded by people who are eager to support and guide him. Tensions and expectations linger in the air, as the group's dynamics begin to shift, accommodating the arrival of this new member, and the story of Seok-chan's transformation is just beginning to unfold. Tensions simmer beneath the surface as a family gathering unfolds, the atmosphere thick with unspoken emotions. A young protagonist stands at the forefront, navigating the complex web of relationships with caution. The air is electric with anticipation, each character's move carefully calculated to avoid sparking a confrontation. As the scene progresses, the weight of unaddressed issues threatens to boil over, and the protagonist's resolve is tested by the suffocating pressure of familial expectations. The family's dynamics are a delicate balancing act, with each member walking a fine line between restraint and explosion, as the protagonist struggles to find a way to break free from the toxic cycle. Meanwhile, the prospect of a new beginning beckons, as the possibility of higher education looms on the horizon, promising a chance for escape and redemption. Woo-sung stands frozen, his eyes fixed on someone from his past, as a mixture of emotions swirls across his face. A woman approaches him, her presence sparking a tense confrontation that threatens to unravel a complex web of secrets and lies. The air is thick with unspoken words and unresolved conflicts, and Woo-sung's demeanor suggests he is being forced to confront a painful truth he would rather keep hidden. Meanwhile, a simmering undercurrent of violence and aggression begins to surface, hinting at a darker history that refuses to stay buried. As the scene unfolds, the atmosphere grows increasingly charged, with each character navigating a delicate dance of power and deception. Woo-sung's reactions betray a deep-seated unease, and it becomes clear that his past and present are colliding in a way that will have far-reaching consequences. Tension builds as a desperate situation unfolds, with a character on the verge of losing control. A sense of urgency permeates the air, driving the action forward at a frenetic pace. Someone is being held or restrained, struggling to break free from a tight grip, their movements frantic and wild. Meanwhile, another individual stands by, seemingly in charge, exerting a controlling influence over the chaotic scene, their actions deliberate and calculated. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation, as if the slightest misstep could escalate the situation into something far more dire, and the characters are hurtling towards a reckoning that will change everything. A figure looms in the background, watching the drama unfold with an air of detachment, their presence only adding to the sense of unease that hangs over the scene like a dark cloud. Tension builds as a heated confrontation unfolds, with emotions running high and anger simmering just below the surface. A frustrated educator stands at the forefront, visibly exhausted and drained from years of dedication to their profession. The air is thick with discontent, and the weight of unmet expectations hangs heavy, as if the very fabric of their being is on the verge of unraveling. Meanwhile, a sinister presence looms, fueling the flames of hostility and resentment, pushing the situation to the brink of chaos. The atmosphere is electric, charged with an undercurrent of violence, as the stakes continue to escalate, threatening to engulf everything in its path. A sense of desperation settles in, as the characters teeter on the edge, unsure of what the next moment will bring, or how far they will be pushed before they reach their breaking point. Tension builds as a mysterious figure sneaks through the shadows, their movements swift and calculated. The air is thick with anticipation, heavy with the weight of unknown intentions. A sense of danger lurks, looming over the scene like a dark specter, as the figure's actions become increasingly erratic. Meanwhile, a second character enters the frame, their eyes fixed intently on the mysterious figure, a look of confusion and alarm etched across their face. The atmosphere is electric, charged with a sense of impending chaos, as the two characters move closer, their paths converging in a way that suggests a dramatic confrontation is imminent. The mysterious figure's hands are moving quickly, their fingers flying across a surface with a sense of urgency, and the second character is closing in, their eyes narrowing as they try to make sense of the situation. Tension builds as a volatile confrontation unfolds, with emotions running high and tempers flaring. A person stands frozen, their eyes locked in a fierce stare with an adversary, the air thick with anticipation. The atmosphere is electric, heavy with the weight of unspoken threats and unresolved conflicts. A sense of desperation settles over the scene, as if the characters are teetering on the edge of a precipice, with one wrong move threatening to plunge them into chaos. The body language is aggressive, with fists clenched and muscles tensed, as if the slightest spark could ignite a violent explosion. The characters' faces are twisted in a mixture of rage and fear, their eyes blazing with a fierce intensity that suggests a deep-seated hatred. Tension fills the air as a dramatic courtroom scene unfolds. The defendant stands nervously, surrounded by the stern faces of judges and lawyers. A serious accusation hangs over their head, threatening to upend their life forever. The prosecution presents a damning case, implying a heinous act of violence that has left a trail of devastation in its wake. The defendant's fate hangs precariously in the balance, as the court weighs the evidence and considers the possibility of a guilty verdict. The atmosphere is electric with anticipation, as the judge, jurors, and onlookers wait with bated breath for the outcome of this gripping trial. The defendant's eyes dart anxiously around the room, searching for a glimmer of hope in a sea of skepticism and doubt. She steps into a new environment, surrounded by unfamiliar faces, and her eyes scan the room for a place to belong. The air is thick with tension as she navigates through the crowd, her traditional attire a stark contrast to the modern surroundings. A sense of unease settles over her as she searches for a seat, her hands clutching a small bag that holds the only remnants of her old life. Her hair, once a symbol of her cultural heritage, now lies cut and styled in a way that feels foreign to her, a constant reminder of the sacrifices she has made to fit in. As she moves through the room, the weight of her past bears down on her, threatening to upend her fragile attempts to start anew. The people around her seem to be watching, their curious glances piercing through her like 1,000 needles, and she can't help but wonder if she will ever truly find her place in this strange and unfamiliar world. Detectives are investigating a mysterious crime scene, searching for clues that could unravel the tangled threads of a complex scam. They are navigating a web of deceit, where nothing is as it seems, and the truth is shrouded in darkness. The air is thick with tension as they painstakingly gather evidence, trying to piece together the events that led to this moment. A massive art forgery scheme is beginning to take shape, with fraudulent masterpieces and cleverly crafted deceptions threatening to destroy the very fabric of the art world. The detectives are racing against time to stay one step ahead of the scammers, following a trail of cryptic leads and subtle hints that could ultimately lead them to the masterminds behind the operation. As they dig deeper, the stakes grow higher, and the consequences of failure become increasingly dire. Hyunmin steps out of the car, his youthful energy a stark contrast to the worn, aged appearance he claims to possess. He walks into a scene that is shrouded in an air of mystery, the remnants of a previous encounter still lingering in the atmosphere. The tension is palpable as he navigates through the surroundings, his eyes scanning the area with a mix of caution and curiosity. A sense of unease settles in, hinting at a darker undertone that threatens to surface at any moment, and Hyunmin's actions become increasingly deliberate, as if he is trying to unravel a complex web of secrets and lies. The atmosphere grows thick with anticipation, and the silence is oppressive, weighing heavily on Hyunmin's shoulders as he moves forward, each step revealing a little more of the enigmatic world he inhabits. Tension builds as a notorious figure, known for his dubious intentions, arrives on the scene, striking fear into the hearts of those around him. Mr. Lee is being cautious, warning others to be careful and hide any evidence of their activities, as this individual is prone to causing trouble and is not above using violence. The maintenance team is on high alert, still reeling from a previous encounter, and the manager, Jong Sang-hyap, a skilled judo expert, is notably absent. A sense of unease settles over the group as they navigate this precarious situation, trying to avoid confrontation with the volatile individual, who is particularly notorious for his actions towards children. Meanwhile, alliances are being formed and tested, as some characters attempt to work together to achieve their goals, while others are wary of being caught up in the chaos that often follows this troublemaker. The stakes are high, and the group is walking on eggshells, never knowing when the situation will escalate, and they will be forced to face the consequences of their actions. Tension builds as a figure emerges from the shadows, their movements stealthy and calculated. A person is being held in a state of captivity, forced to endure a relentless cycle of confinement and release. The air is thick with anticipation, heavy with the weight of unspoken threats, as the captive is repeatedly subjected to a punishing routine. Meanwhile, a sense of defiance simmering just below the surface, a challenger is being goaded, their resolve and strength being tested by a formidable opponent. The atmosphere is electric, charged with an undercurrent of aggression, as the stakes are raised and the situation teeters on the brink of explosion. A test of wills is unfolding, with the outcome hanging precariously in the balance, as the players in this high-stakes game engage in a delicate dance of power and submission. Tension builds as Lee Won-jun, the head of the woodworking class, surveys his surroundings with a mix of confidence and caution. He navigates a complex social hierarchy, where alliances are forged and broken with ease, and the strong prey on the weak. Meanwhile, a figure of authority, Jeong Do-hyun, the head of the J-bang class, commands attention with his imposing presence, his height and stature intimidating those around him. As the dynamics of the group continue to shift, a sense of unease settles over the scene, hinting at a deeper power struggle and the emergence of a dominant force, Jeong Do-hyun, a name that seems to inspire a mix of fear and reverence. The air is thick with anticipation, as if the characters are all waiting for the spark that will set off a chain reaction of events, and the question on everyone's mind is, who will come out on top in this treacherous landscape? Tension rises as a crucial moment unfolds, with key players gathering in a high-stakes setting. Naehee's well-being is a major concern, and anxiety is palpable among the group. Meanwhile, a champion is nearby, exuding an air of confidence and expertise, which only adds to the pressure. Someone is trying to rouse Hullius, suggesting that a critical moment of decision-making is at hand, and the consequences of their choices hang precariously in the balance. The atmosphere is electric, with emotions running high and a sense of urgency driving the action forward, as if the outcome of a pivotal event is about to be decided. A figure watches with bated breath, frozen in anticipation, as the situation teeters on the brink of chaos. Tension builds as a heated argument unfolds on the screen. A group of individuals are engaged in an intense physical altercation, with one person attempting to regain control of a mop head. The atmosphere is electric, with emotions running high as the characters clash in a frenzy of movement. The action spills out into a larger space, with people dashing back and forth, their faces twisted in anger and frustration. Meanwhile, others watch in awe, their eyes fixed on the chaos unfolding before them, as the situation teeters on the brink of complete chaos. The air is thick with anticipation, as it becomes clear that this confrontation is far from over, and the outcome is far from certain.